I found the tuck bathing suits, the tuck friendly bathing suits. So if you need a women's bathing suit and you have a little extra meat down there that you got to hide, you have one option. That is the only bathing suit that I found in the entire store, and it's in the Pride section. It's not in the kids section, women's section, boys section, baby section. It is in the Pride section. It was the only one I could find.
If you have, as she says, a little extra meat down there, but they aren't in the kids section, she hastens to add. They're in the Pride section. It's just the Pride section that they've set up right in the front of the store.
The company's Pride partners made light of Satanism, with one of the brand's merchandise reading, "Satanism respects pronouns." This comes as the retail giant is ramping up their Pride-related merchandise.
Target holding an emergency meeting over its controversial Pride merchandise, the damage control mode coming as it desperately tries to avoid a so-called Bud Light situation.
Now, these are not designs that Target is putting out in their stores, but these are on his page. These are his designs. Transphobe tonic. Not poison, but it's poison. Act now to get yours for free. Will cause death. Homophobe headrest. That's a guillotine. Satan respects pronouns. With a Ouija board.
Latest target in a consumer boycott. The uproar centers around an LGBTQ controversy and the June Pride Month displays in Target stores nationwide. There are new Pride items bringing controversy, from tuck-friendly bathing suits for transgenders to mugs with the slogan "gender fluid," to other more controversial Pride merchandise now out from a European designer that expresses satanic views. Check out this t-shirt. See its slogan there. It reads, "Satan respects pronouns."
We bumped into actress Saffron Burrows.
I identify as LGBTQ, and my kids are really proud of the fact that when we go to Target, there's all this Pride Month and Pride awareness, and it makes them feel really good that our family is affirmed.
Here's the thing, if you're an adult and you're choosing to become a transgender and do this and this and that, great, but children, look at, he accidentally grabbed this. It's a dress. There's actual parents right now that will take that, the fact that I took away the dress, and be like, oh my goodness, maybe he is a girl, maybe he is a woman. No, that is twisted.
What Target is doing, Target is selling bathing suits for women that have bulges. I don't know any woman that has a bulge. Do you guys? Little onesies with rainbow and queer and, trans. Why the target of our kids? Stop targeting our kids, Target, okay? Stop it.
Oh, Target. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about the Target controversy and why in the world they decided to hire this guy to help design their Pride clothes. Let's get into this. So as we know, Pride is coming pretty soon, and Target decided that they wanted to do a, Pride collection for not just adults, but also for children, which I find very, very weird. Grooming anyone? Now, the controversy isn't that they're selling clothes that are Pride related and LGBTQ related. The problem is actually two separate things. The first is the actual designer that they're going to be partnering with. The second is that they're also making children's clothing LGBTQ friendly. And by children, I'm not just talking about 11-year-olds, I'm talking about infants. So this is on the Target website in their Pride section, and if you go over to the kids and baby clothing section, you will see a whole host of clothing that is targeted just for kids. In fact, the very first item is a baby onesie called Bien Proud. I guess being proud to be LGBTQ. You have bibs, baby bibs for children that are Pride related. You have more onesies, a onesie bodysuit, rainbows everywhere. You have a girl's tutu, a romper for children, a miniskirt that is Pride related. You have more Pride stuff from a little boy that looks like he's possibly trans. I don't even know. It just goes on and on and on. You have bathing suits for kids that are Pride related. And again, this is for children. Now, I can understand adults. To me, that's perfectly fine. You want to be an adult and wear that, be an adult and wear that. But why are we putting kids in clothing that represents sexuality? Oh, let's not forget the children's socks that are, of course, Pride related. Just seems like it's just a money-making decision. I don't think Target really cares about any community. They care about the bottom line, which is making money. And if they can make money selling rainbows everywhere, they're gonna do that. I do have my own opinions about the whole idea of Pride. I think it's stupid. I actually shared this on my TikTok this week. All right, I'm gonna say something very controversial because that's just me. I think the whole idea of Pride is stupid. I said it. I mean, think about it. Okay, you are attracted to the same sex. You are bisexual. Okay, so now you need a parade? Now for the entire month, we gotta be celebrated? And it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, who cares who you sleep with? Who cares who you're attracted to? That has nothing to do with who you are as a person. And until we let go of these stupid labels, we are going to continuously be stuck in political correctness where everything you say and do is policed. Because your identity is the most important thing. Do straight people identify as straight? No, they're just people who happen to like the opposite sex. They don't need a parade. They don't need balloons. They don't need to be affirmed every 5 seconds. They just exist. And if everyone from every single group wants to be equal and wants to just coexist without having to be treated differently, perhaps creating, I don't know, rainbow flags everywhere could be a bit much. Or Target having Hate Pride Week where they are pushing gender ideology on onesies is a bit much. No one cares who you are attracted to. You are not that important. I don't need to know your 50,000 pronouns. I don't care. Just live life, exist, be a good citizen, and get out of my way. But that's a whole nother topic for a different day. Today's all about Target. So my personal issue when I saw this whole collection is, again, why are we targeting children? Why do babies need onesies that have rainbows on them and that say LGBTQ phrases? Why? Like, seriously, give me a reason to make it make sense, because it's not commuting. It's not commuting in my mind. It makes zero sense. And to me, it buys right into the whole narrative of grooming. You're literally trying to indoctrinate these kids as early as possible. I'm talking about babies all the way up to teens to normalize not just LGBTQ and sexuality, but gender ideology. I mean, there's so much trans stuff in this Pride movement, rompers with trans logos. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, it does make sense, because if you look at the school systems, they're talking about gender ideology at the youngest ages possible. They're talking about non-binary and he, him, and pronouns and things of that nature in elementary school. So it really isn't a shock that Target is making trans-friendly and gender ideology-friendly clothing for children. It just falls in line with where our society is today when it comes to what I call the gender ideology cult. I actually went online just to do a deep dive to see if I could find any other companies that design clothing for children that was LGBTQ friendly. And to my surprise and horror, there are many companies out there that are doing just that. And I'm talking about onesies. I'm talking about infant babies wearing trans-friendly clothing. Why? Why? So if not everyone is trans, and we agree that being transgendered is a struggle, and it is not easy, and that only less than 2% of the population are actually transgendered, why are we pushing this ideology, this mentality, and this struggle onto children and saying, wear this as a badge of honor? And I'm sorry, but if you don't believe in grooming and you think that's just a right-wing talking point, how can you look at what's happening at Target and these other companies that are literally targeting children to wear these clothings? How can you not see that as an issue? Even if you are a trans activist, if I was a trans activist, even I would look at that and say, that's going too far. Kids can't comprehend gender ideology and that whole concept. They can't understand it. They cannot understand it. Yet we are putting them in clothing as ambassadors for an ideology that they do not understand or comprehend. It's insanity. Another issue is the fact that Target is also selling bathing suits. But not just any bathing suits. No. They're selling tuck-friendly bathing suits for men who want to wear female bathing suits and want to tuck their junk in the crotch. And again, we want to pretend like females, biological females, are not being pushed aside or erased from the equation. When you start making female clothing that is male-friendly, you've lost me. You've lost me, and you've lost everyone who's watching and who's looking at this and saying, why? Why are we doing this? It wasn't enough that Dylan Mulvaney became the woman's ambassador for the Nike's sports bra collection. It wasn't enough that Adidas made a man as the female model for their bathing suit line. It wasn't enough that Bud Light decided that they wanted to make Dylan Mulvaney the face of their cans before they lost billions of dollars. It wasn't enough that Leah Thomas went from being ranked 462nd to top 5 when he became a she and took opportunities away from female swimmers. It wasn't enough that female high schoolers in track and field are getting opportunities taken away from them for the sake of inclusivity and allowing boys to compete as girls, who are destroying the field.
Go, and plenty of people in there. So
I'm kind of just very proud of myself for being able to work through it every day and get to this point.
So yeah, it's not just about a tucking bathing suit or a tuck-friendly bathing suit. It's about what it represents in our society today and how women are being pushed aside. Target and their bathing suit is just a symbol of what is happening in our culture. And that's why people are so upset. Now let's get into one of the major issues and why Target decided to do a 180 and remove some of their clothing from their Pride collection. And that is the designer. This specific designer is getting a whole lot of backlash and questions are being asked now of Target. Did you know? Did you know before you decided to work with this person and just did not care? Or were you that negligent? So Target worked with a brand called Brelin, which is a designer brand in the UK. And the main designer for the brand, they go by the name of Eric, who is a self-professed trans man. So I don't know if Eric is born male or is female and identifies as male. I mean, in today's world, you just don't know what any of these terms mean anymore. It's very confusing. So this brand already had designs out there before Target ever worked with them. And here's just a taste of some of the items in their collection. So first up, we have the homophobe headrest, which is of course a guillotine because why not be violent? We also have the lovely burn down the system. Nice play on words there. Again, more violence because why not? The lovely pin, trans witches for abortion, because even the witches believe in abortion rights. If I cannot inspire love, I will cause fear. And by the way, the ram on top of the wolf is there for a reason. If you know anything about Satanism or the occult, the ram symbol means something. Trust and believe. This is not by mistake or accident. And of course, the most famous one that people are most upset about is the Satan Respects Pronouns t-shirt that this person was selling, because Satan respects pronouns. So this is from nationalreview.com, and this is an article that they posted. When Target approached the brand Brelin to design clothing for its 2023 Pride collection, the retail giant was fully aware of the brand's Satanist-inspired merchandise, according to a statement posted on Instagram by the designer. So Eric actually says, when I was approached to create products for Target, they told me that my work such as Satan respects pronouns wouldn't be a good fit, and had the necessary critical thinking skills to realize that my use of occult imagery was as harmless as any horror movie targeted towards adults, but wanted my collection for adults to be a bit less gothic. So in other words, we don't really care about your Satan obsession merchandise, just make something really cute for us. Thanks. So that tells me that Target was fully aware of the satanic occult type attire. They knew it, they saw it, and you know what? They didn't care. What they told the designer was, listen, we don't want items like that because that's too gothic, that's too dark, but we definitely want your designs and we want to partner up with you. So they knew fully well that this designer was okay with satanic attire and satanic themed, clothing, and didn't care, which I think was a huge lapse in judgment on Target's part, because although they're not selling satanic clothing, if you are associated with satanic clothing and consumers find out about that, it's not going to be a good look. Now, the CEO of Target originally doubled down on his decision to work with this designer and to have a whole Pride collection targeting children, and he pretty much celebrated the idea and would not admit that it was a misstep. So originally, the Target CEO defended having LGBTQ friendly kids clothing amid the boycotts, calling it the right thing for society. Yes, the right thing to have children, especially babies, wearing trans onesies. That's the right thing for society. But just 2 days later, after making that statement, when they started losing all of their sales and getting a big backlash, the Target CEO then defended the decision to remove the Pride displays, but also pledged to support the LGBTQ community. So he's trying to play both sides because he's losing a whole lot of money and is afraid of a Bud Light Part 2 for Target, but at the same time also does not want to offend the LGBTQ alphabet community because he also wants their dollars. Seeing a theme here? It isn't about morality. It isn't about what's right and wrong. It's about money.
A Target insider telling Fox News Digital, quote, "We were given 36 hours, told to take all the Pride stuff and move it into a section that is a third of the size, from the front of the store to the back. I think given the current situation with Bud Light, the company is terrified." Outkick founder Clay Travis joins us now. Good morning, Clay.
I think it's an important message that Bud Light has sent all over the entire nation. No company's ever had to react to losing, as Bud Light is, according to current data, 28% of its overall sales volume as a result of going too far left wing, too far woke. And now I think it's not just Target. There are marketing companies all over the world that are having meetings with big brands and saying, let's avoid being Bud Lighted.
When the backlash happened, Target pulled a Bud Light where they decided to do an emergency meeting to discuss the happenings of the company. Hey Target, birds of a feather flock together. If you don't agree with this mentality and you don't agree with this message, then why in the world would you choose this person to partner up with for your new clothing line? It makes zero sense. You knew exactly what you were doing and you were hoping people wouldn't catch on, but they have caught on. And sadly, you guys, Target is just the tip of the iceberg because many other brands are doing exactly what Target is doing until they get caught, of course. Then they backtrack. But they don't care. They do not care about your kids. They do not care about the messaging. They do not care about half of the country. They only care about their agenda, their woke ideology agenda. That's all that they care about. And they only care about you and conservatives when conservatives stop shopping at these places. Then all of a sudden, oh wait, hold on. Our bad, come back. We've got to wake up and we've got to be smart. Know exactly who these companies represent. As a consumer, it is okay to do your due diligence and to research and decide what is best for you and your family. But you know what? I will also say this. As a kid, one of my favorite scripture verses was Ephesians 6:12. For this is not a battle of flesh and blood, but of powers and principalities in high places. AKA, this is much bigger than Target. There's a spiritual war going on and we have to be diligent. This is way bigger than just one company. And full disclaimer, I used to actually work for Target about 15 years ago. Worst job ever. I ended up leaving that job and I never looked back. And yeah, looks like I'm doing that again. But this time with my wallet. If you enjoy my content, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my notification bell so you know when I post a new video. If you guys have any video ideas for me, please feel free to hit me up on Instagram or on TikTok, CurlyBoyChuck, and I will take a look at your video ideas, send me a link, and who knows, I may be reacting to your video next. If you guys want to help support my channel, I do have a PayPal link in my description. You guys are definitely not obligated, but any money that I do make will go back straight into this channel to help push forward this message and help me create more videos. Until next time, peace.